Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies and comrades, karibuni for a late night Kenyan politics, or shall I say Kenyan politricks. It's Friday night Kenyan politics. Yeah. Okay, if you have nothing better to do, if you're not in the clubs, pubs, whatever you're doing, hey, join here. Hapa kuna siasa motomoto. Today we are going to discuss, or tonight we are going to discuss what's happened this week. As you know, there's been a lot happening. We can start from Gachagua, go to Adani, the High Courts. All this, we are going to touch on that. Today, there was a public participation. So you see the motion, they are trying to bring in this whole idea of term extension for the presidency and for the politicians, whether it's MPs or whoever. They're trying to extend their term limits, which majority of Kenyans are saying we are back. Thank you. So, as public participation happened today, people gave their views on what they were trying to, on their view on the term limits. I'll just start with this first video here. I think it was Citizen TV. Let me drop the link for anybody and everyone who wants to get in and give their 2 cents on whatever happened. Here we are. This is not where I was going with this, but Poleni. Let me play the clip so you can get because the public participation was being held at the KICC, if I may. Oh my God, let me get it together. You know, it's Friday. Whew. It's trying to get it together. So here it is. Here's the video of what happened as the people, Kenyans, majority of Kenyans, let their feelings known about this idea of term limits.
To it. The bill, sponsored by Nandi County Senator Samson Cherargei, proposes an extension of term limits for elected officials, including the president. Members of the public told the Senate Justice and Legal Affairs Committee that the term limits as currently set are adequate for service delivery, accusing the political class of chronic underfunding of critical sectors, including healthcare and education. The bill contains a total of 33 clauses and seeks to make amendments on the amount of money the Exchequer sends to counties from the current 15% to 40%, as you'll hear now from Ayub Abdikadir.
Our Sergeant at Arms.
It was apparent from the start. The session at the Kenyatta International Convention Center running in similar fashion to events at the Bomas of Kenya 3 weeks ago, where Kenyans gave the political class an inhibited review of their performance, even as they made their views known on controversial proposals to extend term limits for elected officials contained in the private bill sponsored by Nandi County Senator Samson Cherargei.
No weapon that the legislatures of this country want to overburden the people of Kenya shall prosper under the watch of Gen Z.
This bill is cynical, it is profoundly misguided, it is self-serving, it is repugnant, retrogressive, primitive and backward.
This 5 years inafanya watu wakuwe na kiburi. Basically 2 years imefanya watu wamekuwa na kiburi, and we have started discussing the matters of divisive in our country. What about 7 years?
Though the bill is made up by more than 30 clauses that seek other amendments, Kenyans focused on those they deem repugnant, once again issuing a collective verdict. They did so in the presence of the sponsor of the bill, terming his work as theoretical pitfall that risks making the country reverse gains that have become the norm since 2010.
We have so many issues
that the people of Kenya are facing currently. And it's good that Honorable Cherargei, you are here today. Let me just also address you directly that we are not interested in extension of term limits. Please delete.
The KICC convention providing the public with yet another platform to redirect energies of Kenya's ruling elite to priority areas which they felt are faced with chronic underinvestment.
Next, we want to see a bill that will promote health sector, that will talk about health system in our country. We want to see members tabling a bill that will promote education system in our country. We have elected these people who, in only 2 years, are making us suffer. What if we give them 7 years? People who talk 100 things and then they don't implement any of the 100.
Tuna haja gani na watu 350 kazi yao ni kuongoza? Sisi wacha muda, hata nataka tuwapunguze nyinyi. Wachini ati mnataka kuongeza muda. Tunataka tupunguze hata idadi yenu. Hatuna pesa kuwalipa Sheikh.
Let's do our presentation on those.
The committee chaired by Bomet County Senator Hilary Sigei, pledging to accord serious attention to the submissions made by the public in an exercise that for the second time in under 30 days placed the country's political class under sharp scrutiny. It's self-serving, selective and selfish. Kenyans presented before the Senate Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, coming 3 weeks after the harsh public scorecard at the Bomas of Kenya. The same energy deployed, the same script applying here at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, and taxpayers telling the political class to wake up from its political nap and read the national mood. Ayub Abdikadir, Citizen TV.
It's no secret. It's sorry guys. Sorry about that. It's no secret that Kenyans do not approve of this extension of our term limits. It's an affront to the Kenyan people, as many of them young folks made their point well verbalized that this is repugnant, this is retrogressive, sorry. And basically it's an insult to ask Kenyans to give you more time, while even in 2 years you didn't even do anything. If anything, you are pushing on laws that most people don't approve. Now, before we get back to that term limits, there's something that I want to talk about today. I want to address what happened in the courts, because Abdel Nasir gave us an insight of what happens at the judiciary. Okay, remember, he has been calling for a total overhaul of the system, radical surgery at the judiciary system. Okay, he has said that there's a lot of judges that are really corrupt. In fact, I remember when he was having his spat with what's his face, this ODM guy Kaluma, who started saying Abdel Nasir, I don't know what, blah blah blah. Then Abdel Nasir told him that, hey, listen, if you keep it up, I will expose your wife who took a bribe when she was a magistrate somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Say one more word. And he dared Kaluma. And Kaluma pretended that he was like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to release a comprehensive blah, blah, blah about Abdel Nasir. And Kaluma never replied. he left Abdel Nasir alone. So Abdel Nasir is someone who made his buck, probably a billionaire, and Kenyan billionaire, or millionaire in dollar millionaire, by taking high-profile cases, and he made his millions that way. So he knows the justice system in and out. Of course, there's controversy behind Abdel Nasir's qualification, how he got his license. Somebody lost his life and all that stuff. That's beside the point. But today he wrote something as he chimed in on the Rigathi Gachagua case that has been going on. As you know by now, the courts who are being asked by the petitioners to recuse themselves from this case refused, basically say that they will preside over this case. And so the most likely thing that's going to happen is that the petitioners will go to the courts of appeal next. And if the courts of appeal fail them, they'll probably go to the Supreme Court. So We all know about this. Danson Omari said it, and everybody said, we know. Even Ruto said it. Abdulnasir called it play by play. Even Degwa Njiru, one of the petitioners, the lawyers of Gachagua, he kind of quoted Abdulnasir. So there's something I want to read from Abdulnasir's page that I thought was interesting. It kind of gives us an insight of how the workings of the judiciary and how corrupt this system is. I want to read it. It's a little bit lengthy, not too lengthy, but it's it's an eye opener for those of you who'd like to know how things work. And he explains, relates it to what's most likely be happening with the petitioners in this case, and also with respondents on this matter of impeachment. Remember, the impeachment case itself, they haven't even touched on it yet. The court was still dealing with whether Deputy Justice Mwilu empanelment of these judges was lawful or constitutional. Then after that, they spent another day of arguments talking about whether this court should recuse itself. And again, we spent the whole week just dealing with those two issues. On Monday, it was all about, the petitioners didn't even know that these judges were impaneled until that morning. So they wasted a whole week making arguments and drama and all this, choreographed bullcrap that we've been seeing. But regardless, we are here and that's where we are. So on Tuesday, the judges will rule on the conservatory orders that were placed in order just to halt everything that happened in the Senate and the National Assembly until, if you remember, the Kerugoya conservatory order is the one that was very explicit in explaining that nothing should happen. Okay, everything is in a halt. So we cannot have a deputy president until Gachagua's case is sorted, which means even if Gachagua loses in this court and goes to the appellate court, nobody still can be sworn in as a deputy president. Even if Gachagua loses at the appellate court and goes to the Supreme Court, nobody can become deputy president until Gachagua's exploits at the judiciary are fully exhausted. Then that means that if this thing goes up to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court decides that Gachagua was legally impeached, that's when the president can go ahead and nominate a deputy president. Now, as it stands, we've already gone through this on my previous live session. I've explained why there's no way Kindiki can become the deputy president for the reasons that I gave. He hasn't been the member of a UDA for the past 6 months. He was never vetted with the IBC. Even if he gets vetted by the IBC, like I say, he's not a member of UDA. And also, what else? There was a third one, I forgot. But anyway, you cannot nominate a cabinet minister or cabinet secretary to become a deputy president. That cannot happen by law. So those are the reasons why Kindiki specifically cannot be approved and become the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. And even if he does, that still will go to the courts. Now, for anyone else who might, fit the bill, maybe if the IEBC is constituted and they are vetted and they are voted in by the National Assembly and they pass on, they have to wait till the issue is done. The Gachagua issue is done at the legislative body. At the judiciary. Okay, so however long it might take, because the Kerugoya conservative order is very clear. So even if this case takes 5 years, 2 years, 1 month, 2 weeks, until Gachagua is done exhausting the only avenue left to the judiciary, no one can become the deputy president as per the conservative order that was issued from the Kerugoya courts. So that's where we stand. Now, let me take it to Abdulnasir so we can actually explore, read and learn about how the Kenyan courts work, because Abdul Nasir wrote a lengthy excerpt just explaining that how these things work. Let's go to Abdul Nasir's tweet here. Bear with me. Ladies and gentlemen, take a moment and like this video and do all the good stuff, okay? You know what it is, right? So many. And if you want to discuss this, any issue, please feel free to get in. It's free. You won't be charged. And go ahead and like and subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff, okay? Twende kwa Abdul Nasir jamani. Where can I find it? Well, this is it. This is it. Did I find it? Abdul Nasir. It was a lengthy one. While I do this, please take your time and like the video, share, comment, and subscribe. You know what the deal is, right? Okay. Here's Abdul Nasir. Abdul Nasir. Right there. Okay. Do you see it? Give it a minute. Okay. See that thing. There you go. Abdul Nasir. I will read it to you. Yours truly. Okay. Sawa. Abdul Nasir sasa. Let me expand it, like enlargen it so you can see it in your screen. Can you see it in the screen, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and comrades? Okay, read it with me. I will read it. So here, understand how the courts work. Good people, that's how it started. Good people. Abdul Nasir wrote that. Good people. Granmula mwenyewe. When lawyers appear before judges in Kenyan courts, they just don't open the files and argue their cases straight away. They are not robots. Instead, they immediately take the judges they are appearing before through a rich data processing machine full of judges' past cases, peer review data, anecdotal evidence, known and unknown allegations of corruption, whether he is pro-government or independent, etc., and then shares with the client the outcome of the data review. After the review, the lawyer and client exercise one of three options. Listen carefully. The first option is the client may give a vote of confidence because the judges passed their integrity test and the case can proceed to hearing. Second, the client instructs his advocate to ask the judges to recuse himself or themselves from hearing the case. In such an application, the client and lawyer may not have the physical evidence of impropriety or bias, but all the parties, including the judges and the opposing counsel, are on the same page, an assumption that what the lawyer is alleging is true, even though no physical evidence to support the allegations can be produced at that stage. Such evidence is usually widespread and known among lawyers. The third option is that the lawyer is instructed by his client to argue the case, knowing too well the judge is bribed and has a history of corrupt past by the opposing party, and judgment will be against his client. I think that's what he means. During the option, the lawyer will prosecute the case with an appellate strategy to the Court of Appeal in mind. So, good people of Kenya, when you see lawyers desperately struggling to get judges disqualified from hearing a case, it is not an easy, light decision. They have agonized over it and is usually a desperate last-ditch attempt to get justice for the client, well aware or reasonably suspicious that the courtroom had been turned into a slaughterhouse. The demeanor, body language, and conduct of lawyers, overconfidence, gloating, use of harsh and dismissive words against lawyers on the side are telling in that regard. On the opposite side is a pointer on whose side the judges are. So you hear that. Now, when he says that, option 3 kind of reminded me of Ojienda and Githu Muigai. They seem so confident. Good evening, Clean Black Sneakers. Nice seeing you again. They seem so confident. Ojienda was really kind of almost condescending to the petitioners and was really sarcastic, and he was just all senior counsel bull crap. You get the drift, okay? So there's some stuff there. And he explains that in this case, the part that seems to be arrogant and all this stuff, the demeanor, they know that the judges are on their side. Now, I've argued that this case, Gachagua, as far as this impanel judges by Deputy Chief Justice Ogola, Chief Justice Ogola, Freda, and Mrema, they are not going to be impartial listening to Gachagua's case, given the fact that, of course, number one, the petitioners brought this alleged, collusion between some parties and these judges, okay? And they mention Judge Ogola's wife and all this, and Mrema and Kingi Association and all this, in having business ventures. Now, even on a human level, if you're sitting there on the bench as a judge and these lawyers are bringing such allegations that are exposing your relationship with prominent people who might be looking to see that the deputy president is impeached, you're not going to sit there comfortably and be impartial. That's just not going to happen, okay? And remember, these petitioners are arguing that you should recuse yourself, okay? Given reason A, B, C, D, okay? It's already, not only does it cast a doubt for the gallery, the people of Kenya already feel that this is an unfair hearing based on what they've just, put in front of the court. You as an individual, as a judge, you would feel as if you've been attacked personally, especially, for example, Judge Ogola, when they mention his wife being offered a job at the State House as something by Soy Pan. So naturally, you'll feel that you've been attacked personally. So you cannot, there's no way you can sit there as a judge and be impartial. So that's the reason why even majority of Kenyans might feel like Deputy President, the former Deputy President, will not get a fair trial under this impaneled judges who are impaneled by Deputy Justice Mweta, the Deputy Chief Justice Mweta, okay? So those are the reasons why, whatever. But you see how Abdi Nasser just gives us a glimpse into the Kenyan judicial system, how some judges are bribed, and it's evidenced by the confidence one party has over the other, and through this, their body language, demeanor, trash talking, and we saw all that by Ojienda. We saw that in Gideon Muigai. We saw that with the government side, the Senate, the lawyers representing the Senate and National Assembly. We saw all that, and again, you saw why maybe the strategy that is being used by Rigathi Gachagua. Option one, as Abdi Nasser just mentioned, the first step is that the lawyers that Gachagua chose, they sit down with him being the client, and they go through this database and they look at all these cases, these judges has gone through and whatever. And then based on the data, they can choose to go ahead with that court, or they can choose to argue to, get that judge recuse themselves from the bench. That way, you can call it forum shopping, okay? Forum shopping basically means that you're looking for a specific judges or bench that will most likely favor your side of argument or case. It will give you favorable outcome. That's what forum shopping is. So basically, that's what's in it. So Abdi Nasser, somebody who we all know if you live in Kenya, this is a famous lawyer who made his millions representing all the cartels in Kenya and has made billions, and is a millionaire, multi-millionaire, if not dollar millionaire. Okay, He takes vacation in Rome, US. I think he has 2 sons in Washington, D.C., who just became lawyers or something like that. Who went to Georgetown University. So you see how these things play out in the Kenyan judicial system. It's not as, Now, again, just to recap, with Gachagua, the most likely, I tend to agree with Dastan Omari. Not, I can agree with him in principle. By that, I mean, this deputy president or ex-deputy president regarding Gachagua case will be a protracted case. It will take a long time. I don't think it will take 3 years, but it still take a long time, okay? And meanwhile, there'll be a bunch of stuff that's happening that will be needed to be sorted out. We'll see how it comes. Anyway, speaking of courts, as I mentioned earlier, on the 11th of next month, we shall be going to the courts to protest against the Adani organization, this whole deal. I'm so glad that the Kentraco and Adani deal has been halted. There's a conservatory order placed on that deal, so it cannot go forward. Everything has to be stopped until the case is heard. Thanks to the LSK of Kenya. I forgot the lady's name. I think something Odhiambo, whatever her name is, among others, who just asked for a conservative order to shut down that whole process. I am so glad, because that's, and also the courts will be looking at the JKIA Adani deal also to see if it was properly, the process in which it was approved, was it properly, the process was fair to other bidders or not, okay? So I think we are heading toward the right direction. I mentioned in my last session that the judiciary must be our last hope, our last line of defense. And Koome has a huge, humongous task ahead of her. Not only Koome, but the empaneled judges that she will, handpick to handle these cases, because I think these judges are well aware of the mood of the country. Majority of Kenyans do not approve of this Adani company basically taking over Schiff, taking over JKIA, taking over the Contraco, this whole thing. They are not in favor of it. So that will be something to consider while they make their judgment. And this will be the ultimate test as to whether the judiciary has been compromised by Ruto or not. That's why I'm saying this is the last line of defense for Kenyans. If they if they rule in favor of Adani, despite the public's outrage with these shady deals, this will be a clear indication that we do not have a republic. And what comes after that, God knows, okay? So we might be very, 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 we are in for a shock. We are in for some stuff that I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens after. Herman Manyora was on Spice FM, and they were talking politics. I'm not a huge fan of Herman Manyora, but I was very curious to hear what he had to say, both of them, when they were discussing the whole politics in Kenya. And what was discussed, I felt they kind of mentioned something that I've always mentioned, which has to do with this whole idea that the truth is that we are being played by this political class. I know majority of people do not want to believe this. They really think that Ruto, Raila, Uhuru are true enemies. And I keep on telling them that that is not the case. Far from it. I don't think these guys are enemies. These guys get along, but they play to the gallery, to the public. They ask because they know that they are being viewed as tribal chieftains. So when they beef, communities get divided. Majority of us get divided along tribal lines, and in that way they can always maintain power. Because now, like right now, Rigathi Gachagua and Ruto, they have their so-called beef. The public perception is Rigathi is being sacrificed, and so as the Kikuyus, because Rigathi is a Kikuyu, and that Ruto now is in bed with Raila Odinga. And 2027 should be Raila and Ruto in one whatever. Then Gachagua will probably link up with Wamalwa and Kalonzo Musyoka. That is what we are being fed and programmed to believe. It's done by design. Don't fall for it. Please don't fall for it, because all of these guys are in the same club. That's why I keep on telling you people, it's not a coincidence that these are the same politicians since late 80s up to date. They don't want to give up their position. They don't want to stop running for public office and pass the baton to the young folks. They still want to maintain power. Okay? Because they have huge business interest and they do business amongst themselves. And that's why when the Gen Zs threatened to have a popular revolution, they had to quickly come together and ramped up tribal politics and brought in division, both who they could get every influential face on that Gen Z. They made sure they did that. Okay? For that very reason, to divide and conquer and maintain power. And now they're doing the same thing. They've ramped up tribal politics, and now they are arresting anyone who is trying to bring everyone together. Okay? Don't buy into that Morara stuff. That's what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades. But anyway, I was talking about Herman Manyora. Somebody else that I wanted to talk about, but let me mention an interesting figure that I found interesting was, hold on. This is the lawyer that is on the Gachagua's case. He also helped Mwangaza's troubles when Mwangaza was being impeached. But
He's on impeachments. Okay. So recently we were treated to a revision of the drama in the Senate.
Reoccurrence.
The recurrence of the drama in the Senate with the second round impeachment of Governor of Meru County, Kawira Mwangaza. Okay. And we saw what was presented by the county assembly. We talked to some of the representatives of the county assembly even before the matter went to the Senate. We saw what was being presented in the Senate. One of the advocates that was in the team that was for Kawira Mwangaza is Elisha Ongoya. He is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya and a senior lecturer at Kabarak University. He's our guest. Good morning, Okili.
Good morning, Eric. How are you?
Very well.
Yes.
Welcome to Kenya's hot seat.
Thank you so much.
Now, City has the day's proverb, and this week's proverbs are from
Namibia. Yes. The Republic of Namibia.
Please remind us the name of the president.
The name of the president, he's called Hage Geingob. Now, I am reading it as it is written. If it's called Hage, that is okay, but it's written Hage.
Hage Geingob.
Yes, Geingob is written Geingob, Geingob. Can't pronounce it any other way. If there's another way it's pronounced, I will be informed, but I'm reading it as it is. Then he has a vice president. It's called Nangolo Why are you guys sniggering? So why don't you let me read the name?
Go on.
Please,
let me
carry
continue,
on.
okay? Mbumba.
Sure.
Mbumba. Mbumba. Then you have the Prime Minister, Nangolo, that's the VP. Prime Minister is called Sarah Kavunagelwa.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Then you also have
The Chief Justice.
No, the deputy prime minister.
There's a
Chief Justice, yes, the deputy prime minister is called Metumbo
Octogenaria.
Ni aje?
Niambie, naona umeingia.
Wale umekataa
Kwani
kulala
usingizi
kabisa.
imekataa?
Ama nini? Huko kwetu saa ni asubuhi.
Ai,
Ni
ni
asubuhi huko.
asubuhi. Ai, huku bado ni jioni.
Iko jioni huko saa hii.
Ai, huku ni jioni bwana.
Tunataka kulala na hata tumechelewa.
Mimi niko Burubuzet. Kwani kesho uendi kazini?
Achia Mungu vitu zingine bwana.
Niwachie Mungu.
Achia Mungu zingine, wachia Mungu. Usiongee. Uko namna gani huko bwana? Ni moto, wameshindwa kuapisha Kindiki. Ama vipi?
Haya.
Umecheka mpaka umekata stima.
Wewe unaniambia niwachie Mungu.
Vitu zingine ni ya kuachia Mungu. Usiulize vile kesho vile ndaenda kazi, ni Mungu anajua.
Ulipitia kwa mama Pima ama?
Mama ntilie leo bwana, unajua ni weekdays hata hakuwa.
Ai, leo ni Friday. Si kesho ni weekend.
Friday sasa huku ukisema ujiwekele mambo ya Friday huku utakufa. Wanaume huku mwaga pesa nani, wacha mchezo. Unajichunga sana.
Lakini poa. Sasa unaona mambo ya Gachagua ni namna gani bwana? Wanapeleka Gachagua mbio hapa.
Unajua ikifuatwa vizuri na utenda uangalie tena. Baya sasa shida ya kotini akina Kaminwa wameenda kotini pale kuambia Wakenya vile wamezeeka kwa hii field ya law. Mpaka sasa hata kila kitu imechanganyikana, watu wa Kenya hawaelewi huyu ni lawyer ya Gachagua ama ni lawyer wa nini, ama ni lawyer ya watu wamezeeka.
Ya wazee.
Haieleweki. So hata unaona, unasikia sasa, unaelewa. Yaani mpaka huko kotini mpaka wale wazee wanamsimamisha, wanamuuliza hiyo vitu yote unaongea inahusiana na sheria kweli? Sasa baadaye anarudi anawaambia, sasa wacha niwaambie ile inahusiana na sheria sasa.
Na wazungusha
in reality, the court cannot rely on what you are telling us after, but we need your defense for your client. Today I'm seeing things. Haitaenda Gachagua vizuri.
Gachagua ameenda.
Hata amepita hata Mathira, sijui anaelekea wapi. Amepita huko. Ameenda express.
Sasa wewe ulisikia vile Danson Omari aliongea?
Unajua Danson Omari anajaribu kutumia vitisho wakiongea kwake, ile anaongea na anasisitiza neno kabisa kwa hasira. Anafikiria akili ya wale bench nini, akili ya court wanamtegemea kwa ile vitisho yake.
Mimi nilisikia alisema hii kitu itachukua hata miaka 3.
Kwa hivyo hata ruling haitatolewa.
Amesema watavurushika hiyo kitu mpaka 300. Hata nikuchezea tu kidogo tu, ni fupi, hata is less than 30 minutes.
Hata mpaka alisema tutaenda next election kama bado tuko kwa hii kesi. Najua nilisikia vizuri sana. Mimi nikajiuliza, yani William Ruto anaweza kubali kweli akae bila deputy president na hatuna IBC for the next 3 years and we call it a Kenya?
Na silisikia IBC wameanza kupanga IBC leo. Si unaona nani yule ambassador wa Amerika alienda huko akaenda kuambia IBC waanze kuchagua watu. Hata watu wa ODM wameweka watu wao, right?
Let me ask you, according to the Kenyan constitution, from the onset, is it who is supposed to decide the formation of the IBC? Is it the embassy of any country in the country, or is it the constitution of Kenya?
No, ilikuwa inafaa mwanzoni, ilikuwa inafaa kuwa rais ndio ilikuwa inafaa kulinio, lakini si unakumbuka wakina nani watu wa Tialala walianza Tialala huko. Si unakumbuka wakasema ati IBC haitachaguliwa mpaka sisi pia tukue na msemo hapo. Si unakumbuka? Haya, wakaenda kukutana na NADCO, wakaikoroga wakasema haya ndio hii tunapitisha, ipitishe kwa bunge. Hata kulikuwa na kuna public participation, ikapitishwa. Ndio ulikuwa unasikia IBC amendment bill. Si uliona Raila siku ile alienda kukutana na ninio Ruto hapo KICC na nani na Kalonzo, akasema ati Kalonzo ndio alimwamsha akamwambia ati akuja hapo. Si unakumbuka? Sasa hiyo kitu imepita. Sasa ni Raila, ODM, watu wa Kenya Kwanza na ninio inaitwaje? Azimio wanafaa wachague the new IBC. Na nasikia unajua walikuwa wanapigana kwa kotini, sijui watu wengine walikuwa wanachagua mtu mmoja wanasema hiyo hatujakubali, muweke mtu mwingine. Sasa nikaona kama ambassador ndio huyo alienda kutembelea huyo CEO Marahaji, sijui Marahaji. Sasa ni CEO wa IBC.
Sio Somane.
Anaitwa Maharaji, sijui Majaraha, sijui Marashi, hiyo hiyo. Sasa baada ya huyu ambassador kwenda kuwasalimia kidogo, mara unasikia sasa wameanza kuchagua watu wa IBC tena, kwa sababu najua hawawezi kuwapisha nani Kindiki mpaka nani wa vet nani Kindiki. Na Kindiki hata hawezi kuwa vice president, deputy president, kwa sababu alikuwa yeye si member wa UDA, anafaa kuwa member of UDA for at least 6 months.
You see now Kenya rebel, where Kenyans fail to understand is that Kindiki has never been in any party for the last defined months as per the constitution of Kenya and the register of the political parties. There's some period that you are given. You are supposed to be a member of a certain party before being appointed to any position, especially that sensitive position of the deputy president. That is why Kindiki cannot qualify. But we are so much obsessed in a way that we don't want to accept the constitution the way it is defining it, and even we don't want to define the necessity of the register of the political parties, that you are supposed to be a member of a certain party before being sworn in as the deputy president of any party. You understand?
Yeah.
That is the problem with Kenyans. And that is the problem we are facing right now. And the president is so much dimmed. I think he's even deaf. He cannot see anything. That is he has the guts to go to Turkana, Lodwar, and have a celebration of, what was the name? Tobonglere. Tobonglere. Yeah, Tobonglere. He was in Tobonglere in Turkana County. And he was so much comfortable, confident. Nothing else was happening to him.
Kwani unataka nini mfanyikie?
No. While in reality, we know that the current country, we have a constitutional crisis. We have no deputy president. We have no IBC. You see?
Yeah, ndio mkubwa. Ataenda 5 years without.
Why are you playing the previous hosts that we have been talking before? I'm hearing of JF Kennedy, something. Anyway.
Ati JF Kennedy amefanyika nini?
I think somebody has played something, maybe Brother Benson or whatever. So what Kenyan I'm saying is that
Hi brother Benson, ingia kwa studio. Salimie captain. Yeah.
Ambia kuja studio anisalamia, ambia niko huko.
Ulikuwa kwa ninio? Ulikuwanga huko ninio? Shakaola?
Nilikuwa Shakaola bwana, nimelimwa nje. Imagine nilikuwa number 2 after Selina was to talk. Lakini unajua nililimwa mpaka mwisho. Na nikaambiwa hauwezi hauwezi kutuambia vile tunataka kufanya hapa. Hiyo kitu iko kwa platform, by the way, iko online. You will see it on
Nini
platform.
Nini kwa platform?
Hiyo ni kuambiwa ati hauwezi kutuambia vile tunataka kufanya.
Kwani ulifanya nini? Ulisema ulifanya nini?
Wakati Mama Selina alimaliza kuongea, so I was to follow next because kulingana na ile sequence ya kuingia. So baada ya Mama Selina kumaliza, wameita Wangira. Wangira amekuja nyuma yangu. Nikaingia tu kimagaidi yangu ile ya Al-Shabaab, nikawauliza sasa si mimi nilikuja kabla ya Wangira. I thought I'm supposed to talk. Order. You are not supposed to tell us what to do here. Tunajua vile tunapanga.
Wewe ni nani? Bernard alikwambia hivyo?
Unauliza. Unauliza pastor mwenyewe. Executive host.
Hata ulikuwa umeficha chupa, wewe ukiendanga huko umekuwa umenyenyekea.
Hapa sikuwa nimeendea hata chupa, nimeendea kuchukua chupa sasa, hata nimetuma mtu hapo. Kuna mtu alikuwa anatoka nje, nikamwambia alete chupa hapo.
Unaona wewe na keke mkiingia hapa, mnaingia hapa na kiburi. Lakini mkienda kwa Bernard mmekaa tu hivi.
Pale hapo naye kwa Bernard naye pale unaingia na discipline bwana. Hata unajua nimemwambiaje? Nimemwambia wewe maliza enda. Wewe na Ruto na Gachagua you must go. You wote watatu mtaenda. Tunataka tukue na president mwingine, deputy mwingine na mtu wa kuendesha ACT mwingine kama Siston PK. Labda Mato. Lakini si wewe. Hata nimemwambia saa nyingine kama ushaenda, tarudi kama Mato. Juu wewe siepelekani na vizuri.
Sasa hivi mmepigana sasa hivi.
Si sasa tu like 1 hour ago.
Hata hiyo mpaka nitaenda kuangalia huko, hiyo ni classic.
Nikasema hata nikaangalia online, nilikuwa natafuta hata nini nilikuwa natafuta Pastor Nganga nione kama ako online nianze kuangalia. Nikaona uko area.
Nilikuwa nataka kujaribu kuingia kwa nani, kwa Mzalendo, lakini Mzalendo alifunga duka mapema. Unajua
Mzalendo hakufunga duka mapema. Mzalendo alipatia jamaa anaitwa Awesome. Kwa comment section. Awesome na matusi yake amefanya watu wote wametoroka kwa platform. Hakuna mtu anaingia pale. Na sisi tulimwambia Mzalendo, hii matusi unaona kwa platform ya Awesome haitakupeleka vizuri. Siduka alifunga.
Mimi namtafutanga hapo kwa sababu channel yake ni nzuri sana. Mimi nimependa channel yake, lakini sasa yeye anafungua mara moja kwa wiki. Niliona amefungua duka lakini ilikuwa nimeshikana.
Mara moja kwa 1 hour. Hata si 1 hour hiyo.
Sasa mimi nilikuwa namtafuta. Pole, kumbe umelimwa huko Shakahola. Mimi nakuonanga sasa nyingine.
Nimelimwa huko bwana.
Si ulikuwa unataka kupeleka nani? Mulienda hiyo siku wewe na nani? Na nani alikuwa anaitwa nani?
Nienda na K.
Chemobo.
KK mmoja ule nani
alirudishwa, sina alichujwa.
Kuna jina hapo.
Kuna jina lingine.
Jina yake nilikuwa nani?
Amegeuza jina.
Makiadi.
Makiadi.
Tulikia na Makiadi huko.
Makiadi si KK.
Wacha KK peke yake. Makiadi.
K si Makiadi wewe.
Ni nani?
Makiadi ni mtu different wewe. Makiadi yeye uingia mara moja once in.
Si ndio huyo?
Makiadi huyo si Makiadi wewe. Makiadi yako na utaratibu. Yeye utoa points. Aingiangi kila siku. Utamwona tu mara moja. Alikuwanga mtembei sana lakini K si Makiadi wewe umechanganyikiwa. K ni KK.
K by the way yule tulikuwa naye huko alikuja huko. Bonga naye kidogo akarushwa.
Unaona uko na chupa hapo. Ungenua tu ungenua.
Sasa mimi hata nikawa afadhali mimi nikabakishwa. Bado ananichezea yakaya sababu nuasi hapo kidogo. Aditi saka akazungura nini. Lakini hawanipendi, najua hawanipendi. Najua tu ameniweka pale pende. Naona. Tumekaa tu kidogo, sijui ni kama watu walichoka. Stone PK akaingia na akapotea. Akaingia tena akapotea. Mato akatake over from there. So unajua Mato yeye yake anakaranganga, si avuti. Yeye ni kukaranga na karanga bangi. Bangi zake akakuja huko. Tukapiga mpaka mimi nikachoka, asubuhi nikatoka. Kalala.
Mimi nawachekanga sasa hizi leo mnakuja hapa mnaniingilia nawaambianga hivi ujeuri
ndio platform mtu anaweza feel free
huko mkienda ujeuri hakuna. Naona tu kapta
wewe wacha hiyo. Huko ni noma.
Hata kapta nako karibu kunyonga suti. Umekaa tu hivi.
Karibu kununua tai, wewe unasema nini? Cheza bana. Pale hakuna mchezo. Alafu unajua hata tukinyonga suti bena tuko na mashati zingine sijui ni za Rivertex ama za wapi. So shati bana, ile shati za 2,500 1,300 hivi. Sisi wazee tunakufia mashati za 250. Zile za mtumba. Sawa nini?
Octogene.
Inaitwa maisha bro.
Mimi unaangalia lakini wewe nyinyi mnanitezanga hapa kweli. Mkienda kwa Benson mko very disciplined. Mnatoa point vizuri.
Let me tell you, ile platform I long to be there even until from the start in the evening until we finish tomorrow morning. Is Brother Benson.
Unasikia Brother Benson?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Exactly. So on.
And remember, we have the strategy and arrangement of the sequence of events. Well, now it comes this way. Until even you yourself, you feel that happiness of being in a show.
Yeah.
You see?
Wanakupatia nafasi.
But sometimes unaendelea kwa platform namna hii. Unaona osa hii ni takataka ya mtu hii sijui amekunywa nini. Kidogo ni kama huyu amechanganyikiwa. Sijui nini tuni. Sijui nini.
Unaingilia tuni tena.
Kuna vitu wanaongeanga hapa lakini wacha sasa nikwambie hata tuni huko kwa ongei. Huko kwa mtu kwa comment section pale hakuna. wanasemanga chogola mjini aliwiki shambani ama sijui shambani alifanya nini hizo. Tuni hakuna kazi huko. Hata sisi wenyewe sasa ndio tuko na sauti kule kumshinda.
Acha kuingilia Tuni ni mtu wetu, mtu wangu.
Acha endelee kuwa mtu wako.
Mimi niliona keki alienda huko akasijua akachujwa akarudi. Akaanza kusema mniache
pale unachujwa design, wacha mchezo wewe. Hata ndio Tuni mwenyewe sasa wakati alikuwa mwambie vile akuambie vile nilifanya huko. Baadaye alikuwa nilifanya lakini nilimwa kwa kona.
Tuni hebu nieleze mlifanya captain nini huko?
Naongea kuambia ukweli. Hakuna kitu kibaya, mimi nilimwa tu kwa kona.
Tuni hebu ingia tueleze kinaga ubaga mlifanya captain nini? Toka comment section ingia kwa nini? Ingia kwa kamera. Leo uingie. Wacha nikuwekee link. Tuni ingia leo ongea. Mimi leo nimewafungulia open forum. Kama mnataka kuongea.
Sasa leo. Because alikuwa
Tuni hebu kuja.
Aliona na alicheka by the hata alicheka kama vile amecheka sasa hivi na mimi nikapotea nikasema hapa.
Haya anasema ilikuanga Wangira come first and he left.
No. I came in before Wangira, but Wangira wakati aliingia tu hivi pop wakampea Wangira si mimi.
Mimi nimependa Wangira. Wangira unajua naambianga ukweli lakini hawataki kusikia mambo ya Wangira.
And he left and then he came in when I'm inside. So who was supposed to be given? Si mimi ilikuwa nipewe.
Ngoja. Ati sasa after Mama Selina ilikuanga Wangira.
No,
alafu wewe.
Listen. Kenyan, you have to learn to listen also you. Stop
okay.
That. Mimi niliingia studio. Bernard na Mama Selina walikuwa. Alafu I think hiyo Wangira alikuwa nikawapata pale. Wangira akapotea. Mama Selina amemaliza. So unajua Bernard na hizo mambo zake, now you are being the beats or what we are doing what? Even though akusema mambo ya beats, but Wangira hakuwa ameingia. Ilikuwa sasa amalize tu akiongea hiyo video yake anaongeanga.
Alikuwa anaongea nini?
Dena nipatie. Unaona? Yule ameona tu Wangira hivi. Wangira kama ina. Na mimi niko tayari nimeasha mic. Hata nimepiga press up zangu 10 hapa nikijua sasa mimi ndio naongea sasa. Wapi? Si nini? Okay, captain what? Captain that, captain right, captain left, captain center what? Hebu lisa tu ni nani yako huko sasa? Kama Bernard ametoka ninarudi huko sasa.
So akakutoa.
So unaona hata tu ni yeye anaelewa vile ilikuwa. That was exactly. Si ati nani Kenya Rebel umeona network yangu imepotea na Tuni ameingia kwa studio. Tuni ameingia kwa studio mko naye peke yenu wewe bado unaongea alafu nikarudi back. Kurudi back badala ya kumpatia Tuni aongee hata aseme habari zenu mko salama. Then sasa anipatie ama unipatie. Una jump into kwangu na unaacha Tuni sasa anaang tu pale. Anauza tishu pale msikini na hakuna mtu ananunua. Unaona? That's wrong.
Unaambiwa Mato ako moderator saa, lakini Mato naye akikwanga moderator anakatakata watu saa yote. Mara kidogo nasikia house cleaning. Listen, house cleaning.
Okay, let me say this. Lakini unajua Mato, shida ya Mato ni kama alimesa ile mawe ya avocado ama ya maembe ikakwama kwako, so si shida yake, ni wachana na Mato. It's okay anyway, by the way. It's okay.
Kivutu mzuri ni Stone Pike na nani na Julia na Stone Pike wanawacha watu waongee.
Julia is the best, lakini Stone Pike, shida Stone Pike atakangi, yani ukimconfront yeye sana kwa sababu ana facts anakuangalia kabisa, urudi chini kabisa wewe maisha. Hiyo ndio shida. Unaona? Like you see, the other day I asked him, how can you not go and ask for the position to question the president of the Republic of Kenya while you are a citizen from that country? Sina time ya kupoteza, sijui sina nini. Lakini walisema walikuwa na time ya kwenda ku question president ya nchi gani, unaelewa? Na president alikuwa anafuatilia. Lakini hawezi kuendea Ruto. Hata saa Ruto akuje penye niko. I'll be the first person kuitisha hiyo the first VIP, hata ndalipia niongee naye.
Ni ngumu kwa sababu wanapanganga, wanachuja watu, wanaangalia wewe.
The country where I am, English is a problem. So they need people who address this person in English. They understand what we say.
Lakini unajua umetoka hiyo upande hiyo, sasa atasema captain hata nipatia shida hapa.
Who is saying this?
Do nasema anasalimiana na Benson wachana na Tuni wachana na Tuni. Mkichokoza Tuni hapa.
Nani amesema?
No, anasalimia. Na hakuna mtu amesema kitu. Anacheka. Tuni anacheka tu mambo yako. Tuni, hebu ingia kwa studio, acha kuenjoy.
Tuni, maybe Tuni, she must have not understood me before. And I think maybe
no, ako sawa. Nimeona brother Benson anamsalimia salimia hapa. Na kuona brother Benson unafunga jicho moja na unafikiri sikuoni. Muachane na Tuni. Nitaumiza mtu.
Sorry brother Benson, na hata
brother Benson, Tuni, hebu ingia.
Wacha nisiseme. Wacha ishia.
Hebu ngoja, wacha tuingize Tuni hapa ndio nilio siasa ishike moto. Tuni, hebu ingia leo.
Tuni, wacha nitafute Kaptire.
Tafuta Kaptire. Tuni, hebu ingia, tunakungoja. Fungua tu kamera kidogo. Nani yuko hapa ataanza matusi yake. Fanya hivi Tuni.
Hawa kwa maclub sawa wakale hawa.
Ngoja. Tuni, fanya hivi. We ingia, hata usiseme hata hello. We tu fungua tu kamera, wave tu hivi captain akuone ndio ajue maisha ni nini.
Kijana ya muneo.
Tuni, wewe za mimi nimesweat hapa najaribu kuingiza kwa ninio.
Ili hao.
Ona captain naye ameanza mambo yake. Dakika tu moja Tuni. Dakika 2 captain akuone na maisha yake itageuka. Benson ataingia kesho kutwa. Benson unajua kukwanga busy. Lakini mambo ya Benson kukusalimia namna hivi na anafunga jicho. We Benson, wewe tutaongea vizuri. Unajua mimi niko jealous. Hawajui. But anyway, as I was saying, hii mambo ya captain ameingia hapa, nilikuwa nataka kujua vile mambo imeenda. So nitangoja captain aseme nini, kama ana maneno. Sijui mzalendo wako wapi. Hebu tutafute mzalendo. Tuone mzalendo anafanya nini. Lakini mzalendo naye hata kumpata ni shida. Najua leo Friday watu wameng'ang'ana. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Gachagua and what happened. Shout out to brother Benson. He's busy, he can't join the Ninio. I understand. Ako kazini. Tuni pia kwa hapo. Leo alikuwa hapa. Leo was here on when was it? Leo was here on the day before yesterday. Leo was here. Yeah, alikuwa hapa. Yeah, Leo alikuwa hapa. He's around. Sijui, but he's not hako kwa media sana. Sijui channel yake, I was supposed to, am I subscribed to his channel? I think so. Sipatangi notification, I'll see. But yeah, he was And I also saw him at Brother Benson's channel on the day before yesterday. He contribute mara moja. Sijui kwa nini hakujangi Sound Credit. I don't know if he's been to Sound Credit. Sijui kama mlimfukuza huko ama nini. Tuni, hebu ingia dakika moja. Ingia tu dakika moja. Fungua tu kamera na utuwevie. That's it. Ama namna gani si captain? Watu wache fungua uko mute captain.
Tuni hawaje kutuweka kwa mataa. Na mimi nimeweka ngamia ya kutosha. Ngamia zangu saa hii imetosha mboga. So Tuni hakuna wasiwasi, wewe ingia kwa show.
Ingia kwa show, fungua tu kamera.
Ananiambia anaingia saa hii.
Nani chapter.
So now listen, if we bring up
wacha mambo ya bai, ati?
If we bring in Kaptirei, we need to have a very serious questions to the president. You know, there's the supporters of William Ruto. We need to have so many serious discussion on this guy.
Serious
He's
discussion.
The government of Wasingishu, by the way. Let me tell you that.
Sawa, nitamwacha. Wewe ndio umejua siasa Wasingishu. Tutamwanzia na story ya Finland.
The link is delivered. Let's see if he's coming in. You bring in immediately. Lakini kuna heko inarudi kutoka kwako.
Bado nasikia heko.
Jaribu kutoa hiyo heko. Sitaki asikie tunaongea nini.
Bado nasikia heko.
Saa hizi sikii. Saa iko sawa.
Wewe
Tuni. Pahali yake kucha hapa. Nini wewe unacheka nini?
Wacha nene kusumbua Tuni. Siku ile mtaona Tuni ndio mtajua maisha ni kweli Yesu ni mwana wa Mungu.
Hata Obama ako na bibi bana. Kwani?
Hata hiyo kiburi yako itaisha. Wewe hii kiburi
hata Obama ako na Michelle Obama.
Mimi naangalianga hapa, mnaingia hapa na kiburi. Mkienda kwa Bernard hata mmekaa tu hivi kama kuku imenyeshewa.
Unachezea wewe. Huko ni kama kwenda mbinguni my friend, unaabudu kuabudu. Hata mchezo yako hii.
Hata captain akitaka kuongea unamwona ameamua mkono hivi.
Nini? Saa ngapi? Ni saa hii ama hata mchezo wa. Itafika saa ngapi mimi?
Unaambiwa ngoja. Unaambiwa tu captain ngoja. Yako haijafika.
Ngoja wewe ndio unajua ngoja wewe. Huko ni oda. Hey. Let's have decorum.
Nilisikia jana ukianza kuanza mambo ya ulianza kusema this Nilos.
Hai, walinitoa mbio. Ni jana ama ni juzi? Jana siku ingia ni juzi.
Hata show kidogo ifungwe ukambe. Captain, don't bring that stuff over here. Sasa hata kama captain akafunga kamera.
Wale watu wana mchezo na nini? Wacha nikwambie. Pale kama ni kwenda mbinguni. Wale watu watakupeleka mbinguni.
Hata nilisikia. Unaona nani alikuwa? Unaona hata nani?
Kina Tuni msiende msikiti. Hao watu watakupeleka mbinguni.
Niliona hata nani watu walikuwa wanajaribu kuongea ati I haven't said anything.
Hata Mato akiwa huko anaomba msamaha. I'm sorry. Acha hiyo.
Bena kaanza kusema msianze kunizungusha hapa.
Lakini kweli surely tukisema tu leo kweli. Bena ataenda mbinguni. I don't know, sijui. Labda kuna mbingu ingine.
Ataenda mbinguni, sini mtu ni pastor kwani executive anaitwa nini? Executive director ama ni executive host?
Executive host.
Huyo mbinguni direct. Shida iko wapi?
Sasa huko mbinguni hakuna executive host.
Wanataka kuona Gachagua malizo kabisa. Unasikia tu wamefurahia. Na Wangira anajaribu kutoa point. Lakini Wangira pia mimi nimependanga Wangira. Kwa nini mnamalizanga Wangira hivyo?
Wangira.
Wangira kuna point kali.
Hii mambo ya Wangira sijaipenda.
Kwa nini? Wangira tuanga point kali. Anawaambia anawaletea sheria, unasikia tu, Bernard,
adanya uzime ngunga ichute nini wendi settings ngonya ki acceptan accept yote acceptan aya ngala jiwekta ni sinyu aya nani kenari ben kabdile huyu amekataa, kamera yake imekataa, nimemconnect the phone.
Za aingi.
Wewe ongea na yeye, ndio hiyo hapo online kwa simu yangu.
Tutamwona siku wengine kama haezi, kama ameogopa.
Wewe ongea.
Mimi niko na nani hapo? Niko na nani anaitwaje? Huo anaitwaje? Kibet mtoto wake alilose mtoto. Anaitwa nani? Kibet ama Faruk? Mulisikia habari? Jeptarei.
Na Faruk na msimia hata mimi niko online bwana, lakini kamera yangu imekataa kufungua.
Wewe umeogopa kuingia. Sasa kwa nini mnataka kutoa Gachagua? Kwa nini mnataka kutoa Gachagua? Gachagua umefanya nini?
Si lazima waonyeshe barabara. Mtu anaenda nyumbani bwana.
Kwa nini? Amefanya nini?
Ukishajaribu wanasema jaribu kucheza na viatu ya baba. Jaribu kucheza na kila kitu, shika viatu ya baba, lakini usijaribu kuguza makende.
Sana nasikia mnataka kutoa hata Wetangula kwa speaker. Ni ukweli? Hiyo ni sinasikia nani sasa ni CS wa Kindiki Kiosi nani? Huyo anaitwa nani? Huyu Junet sana anaenda kuchukua mambo ya Kindiki.
Hawezi.
Sasa hizi ni propaganda tu, ni uongo.
Hiyo ni uongo. Kuna vitu viwili viwezi fanyika kwa hii dunia. Moja ni kutoa Wetangula. Ya pili ni kupatia Junet Mohamed Interior Cabinet post.
Sasa ni waulize mzee
unaona Kenya Rebel? Ile kitu Ruto atafanya ya mwisho kabisa kabla akili yaruka ni kupeana kutoa Wetangula na kuweka Junet na kuweka Junet kwa Interior. Unajua kwa nini? Wetangula hajasumbua tangu. Hakuna siku ameifanya insubordination. Despite the fact that he is on a different arm of government, he has never indicated in any way that he intends even to insubordinate the head of state.
Juu ameshiba. Unajua yakishiba asumbui.
Yes.
Lakini
haja indicate chochote kwamba
wacha nikuulize. Mzee Mkora wa AU aliingia kwa serikali namna gani? Ulimpatia kitu kidogo?
Yaani unaona mzee wa AU? Alilazimika kuingia kwa serikali baada ya kurealize kwamba he was not involved hakuwa kwa equation ya watu wenye walikuwa wanataka kupindua serikali.
Nani alikuwa anataka kupindua serikali?
Wale walikuwa wamepangwa kuingia kwa serikali, ilikuwa Kalonzo, ilikuwa Eugene Wamalwa, Martha Karua, Jeremiah Kioni.
Sasa Kalonzo,
lakini Kaptirei, kuna kitu umesema hapo ambapo naona ni kama unajaribu kuipoteza hata hapa Kenya Rebel. Naye unajua Kenya Rebel anajuanga 1+1 ni 11, na wewe Kaptirei unajua 1+1 ni 2, but you want us to assume to be like Kenya Rebel. Umesema huyu nani huyu akuwa kwa ile group ya kupendua serikali. We don't know who exactly, ni nani huyu alikuwa anataka kupendua serikali.
Sindio nakwambia, unakula mwiko bwana. Wewe usikule mwiko na ugali iko inatengenezwa.
Ndio hiyo sasa tunauliza, tunataka kukula ugali. Tumekaa tu hapa tukikula mwiko.
Sianze kulamba mwiko sasa. From a very observative point of view. Unafikiri Gachagua angeenda Mombasa bure? He already knew the government was going to be overthrown. Alikuwa amejua hiyo. In fact, he knew he will be sworn in at Mombasa State House or State Lodge.
When? Siku ya ninio? Siku ya maandamano ya ninio Gen Z ama siku gani?
Yes, siku ya maandamano ya Gen Z.
So walikuwa na habari eti wanaenda kutolewa.
But Kaptiri, let me bring you to another question. Why the deputy president knew that he was to be sworn in only in Mombasa and not Eldoret, not Nakuru, not Kisumu? Where else do you have the state lodge in Kenya?
Oh, Midira.
Those areas that we have state lodges in Kenya, the deputy president didn't know that we have the state lodge there. It's only Mombasa that is selected that he can be sworn in. Why Mombasa?
Because Mombasa has what we call deputy president's residence, official deputy president residence.
So in other counties like Uasin Gishu, Kisumu, Nakuru, we don't have.
We don't.
Very good.
We don't have.
Very good. So now that one now qualifies you to cheat us that the government was to be overthrown by Gachagua.
Yes.
Maybe yes. That's a cheat for another day. Apart from kuwa ati alikuwa akuwe sworn in Mombasa, mbona ni nini ingine inafanya deputy president akuwe impeached?
See, unajua gross violation of the constitution, gross violation, not even gross violation of the, yes, it was gross violation.
Inaitwa gross violation and misconduct. Yeah.
The main thing is about chapter 6, all that threw Gashagua's office off. That is all unaona five clauses, five impeachment motions were passed by parliament. Na ukiangalia vizuri, ukianalyze vizuri, they touch on chapter 6. Ile zingine za pin so maximum evidence provision and proof beyond reasonable doubt.
Lakini mulikuwa hamna evidence, hakuna evidence. Mutusi alitoa evidence, Mutusi alisema tu.
Lakini hii yote unatuambia Matusi hakusema hiyo.
Matusi.
Wewe ndio unatuambia sasa hivi.
But alisema the five provisions, ile allegations, the five allegations that were passed by Senate, that were
they are allegations. Nani?
Yeah?
Chapter A, allegation is not evidence. Allegation ni kama mimi naweza nikasema captain akona mandevu refu kama ya Osama. Hiyo ni allegation. You have to prove. Unaona? So he doesn't meet the threshold. Na kutoa deputy president mpaka uangalie article 150 of the constitution. If he doesn't meet that condition, you cannot remove him.
Unasikia Kenyaribe?
Nasikia.
Kuna kitu kinaitwa chapter 6 of the constitution. The respect of office.
Nani? Kabla hata hujaendelea. Chapter 6 uangaliwanga kabla sikia. Chapter 6 unachambua chapter 6 kabla hajaingia hata kwa ofisi. Unaona? Chapter 6 uangalii kama ako kwa ofisi. Chapter 6 inafaa iangaliwe kabla hajaingia kwa ofisi. Now, akishaingia kwa ofisi, sasa he's a deputy president, the only grounds of impeachment is under article 150. Enda kaangalie gross misconduct ama afanye crime kwa ninio internationally or nationally. Kama huwezi kuprove hizo, hawezi kumtoa. Endelea.
Sasa, acha
niulize.
When you commit an offense under the national crime, under the national code, like going against your oath of office, contravening your own oath of office, that the oath of office indicates very well that I will not divulge any information that comes to my knowledge to any third party.
When did he do that? What exactly? When? Can you give an example when he defied the oath of office?
And attention was drawn to him that 11 directors of National Intelligence Service were transferred, were removed and transferred to other ministries.
Yeah.
You understand very well that the National Intelligence Service do not swear affidavits, they don't appear in courts, they don't do anything. But you, a man who has taken an oath of office to protect that secrecy, goes ahead and divulges the information to public. It was not for any public consumption. The information
it is not illegal.
Not for public consumption. It was only
but
it was a direct information that was supposed to be consumed by the National Security Advisory Council.
Yeah, but it's not illegal. It's not illegal. If it did not put those members of National Intelligence Service in danger. So it's not illegal. I'm helping you. Yeah. Nakusikia.
Have you ever had any secret from CIA, for example? Have you had any complaint from a deputy president against a CIA director in the US, in the most developed countries, or Mossad?
Yes, I'll tell you why. Yes.
No, Kenyaribel, I think Kenyaribel Kaptire is trying to use some very technical words for you to run away. Let me ask Kaptire, where is CIA in Kenya?
No, I'm giving an example.
No, we are talking of Kenya. We are talking of Kenya and the NIS that is in Kenya, not in any other place.
Now,
hata kabla hujaanza hivyo nasema hivi, hata hapa rais akisema, rais anaweza kusema ama naibu wa rais anaweza kusema, unakumbuka vile ile ninio vile 9/11 ilifanyika, walisema ati the intelligence community failed to communicate ati kutakuwa na attack in New and they criticized the CIA and the National Intelligence, NSA na mambo mengine. That is not illegal. Ndio maana nasema hata Gachagua akisema ati member of NIS was transferred from Nakuru to Kisumu, that is not illegal. It's not putting anyone in danger and it's not an impeachable offense. That's ndio maana I keep on telling you, go look at Article 150. If you don't violate Article 150, then you cannot be impeached.
And again, Kenyaribel, if I may add on what you're saying, I request Nani Kaptire to listen on me, is that we remember very well when the now President William Ruto was the deputy president, he criticized so much on Kinoti.
Yes.
And until he said, what is the name of this guy who is CIA? Even pretend not to know the name of Kinoti.
Yeah.
And there is no day that the president by then, Uhuru Kenyatta, sacked him or launched an impeachment for him, but he kept quiet. You see? But why now, Gachagua? Why? And we even had all the mandamanos from the opposite side of the government, that is opposition side, the Raila Odinga. But Kenyatta himself, he did not quote, or he did not even put William Ruto in that side of opposition side that is sponsoring them on mandamano. Why are we so much that we are putting Gachagua to be so associated with the mandamanos of Gen Zs or overthrowing the government? How poor are you that you are in government and your deputy can overthrow you? Is it that even the president himself is showing us how poor he is that he cannot even manage for himself?
Yeah, what ajibu?
We don't want a situation whereby Kaptire, kama umeshindwa na bibi yako, wewe letea sisi. Na tukiletea bibi usikuje kutusumbua. Wachia sisi. Sawa.
And that is what the president has done.
Sasa anatuachia bibi na anakuja kutuimpeach pale kwamba nimewapatia bibi. Sasa hiyo pale no.
Vile bibi amesumbua, he has handed her out to the jury, a public jury. One, those are members of parliament and senators, and they have confirmed that the wife does not meet the threshold of the engagement agreement.
Captain Ray, you are running from the question. What violation did the deputy president commit in order to be impeachable offense, that is? Hiyo ndio nataka uanza. Tuache mambo ya bibi mwanzo.
Because if you get rebel, and Captain, please listen. I think even Captain, please, if you are
what nani Captain, wacha ajibu kidogo. Hebu tusikie ajibu. Endelea Captain.
The office bearer of deputy presidents is attached. So unajua ni kama a conjoined twin. Not even conjoined.
No.
That is not a conjoined twin.
No, he's a deputy president.
He's a deputy president, not a conjoined twin.
Right, thank you.
One twin that came later during birth wants to complain, or even hata ni mtoto wa kwanza na mtoto wa pili, ama wacha niwache hiyo comparison. The office of the deputy president is stuck under the presidency, senior.
Yes, it's under the executive.
Under the oath of office, the assumption of office oath. Hata nikuulize Kenya River. You have the president himself. He normally swears in that I, so and so. Unaona? I'm fully aware of the true high calling. The deputy president does not mention any high calling from the office. He swears to support the president and protect information that comes from the boss. The other one who says in full realization of the high calling.
No, now you are going the same. You are going the same. You are going to same to the oath of allegiance. You are going to the same oath of allegiance.
Wacha malize, Captain. Wacha malize.
Those are two different things.
Go ahead.
One swears to bear allegiance, and the other one says he is in full realization of the high calling. When one who swears allegiance gives every indication that he is not in that call, in the full allegiance that he swore to protect. Then the man who swore to protect the Constitution, because the deputy president did not swear to protect the Constitution.
Yes, he did.
This man swore to protect the Constitution. So
Okay, Captain A.
in contravention of the oath of office that he took was enough. It's equally an impeachable offense.
Which is what? What was the what was exactly? Ngoja kidogo Captain. Namuuliza tu swali moja alafu taingilia. What exactly did he do that you feel it was in Ninio? Kuninio, if you disagree with your boss, that's not impeachable offense. Akisema ati mi sikubali watu kufanya, that's not impeachable offense. The impeachable offense is under Article 150, and you can go read it, and it spells out how you can, the offenses that if the deputy president commits, they can be impeached. Kukosana na rais kama wasikizani, that is not impeachable offense. So can you mention the exact thing that he did?
And again, because Kaptire is trying to mix us on the issue of the oath of allegiance and the oath of office. I see Kaptire is mixing the two to be one, or he's trying to bring the other one to the oath of office and the other one for the oath of allegiance to the oath of office. Kaptire, don't mix this issue.
No, one is substantive and the other one is subordinate to the first one.
Yeah, but
yes.
So I'm asking you, what exactly? Name one thing that Gachagua did that was an impeachable offense as it relates to Article 150 of the Constitution, which spells out the conditions under which you can impeach the deputy president. Ama nikusomee hiyo article nikuonyeshe?
No. Kenya Rebel.
I can help you.
Tell me one thing.
Yes.
Is insubordination an impeachable offense?
No. It's not. Under Article 150, insubordination is not an impeachable offense.
Even under the employment and any
No. No. The deputy president is not employed by the president. The Kenyan people employ the deputy president. They were voted in. He can disagree with his boss and say, I don't agree with this policy. That's not an impeachable offense. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why, unaona, they have to be impeached, not fired. If he was an employee of the president, kama Ruto alimwandika kazi, Ruto could have fired him and say, okay, this is insubordination ishia. But these are people who are voted in to comprise of the presidency.
Let me tell you one thing, my brother. Listen. It's okay. You are from my region. And it's okay. Yeah, Kenya Rebel has a point. I know that. He has a point. And also, Kenya Rebel also is not that far from the region where we come from. You understand what we mean. Kaptire, from the layman's language and from the truth, let me tell you this. There is somewhere our brother William Ruto is failing. You have to accept that. And I'm telling you, if you do and you sit down and call yourself a meeting and analyze everything according to the impeachment of Gachagua, leave alone those nonsensical things you are telling us of Mombasa and all sorts, even if he was trying to overthrow the government. How can I overthrow the government? I don't have the military. I don't have the Kenya police or whatever. How for sure. Call yourself a meeting and be sincere to yourself and tell yourself your brother or my brother William Ruto is failing somewhere. Not because of the deputy president, as a blame deputy president. That is why did he decide to bring Raila Odinga?
Overthrowing a government is not qualified by use of military.
Listen to me very fast. Listen to me fast.
Institutional, constitutional institutions that come under attack.
Okay, it's okay.
Come under destruction.
It's okay. I agree with that.
Come under attack.
I agree on that. Why did he agree to bring into opposition side to the government? If the government was really to be overthrown, what is the reason of bringing him? If Raila would himself is that this government is to be overthrown, it will be my leeway to join this government or to take over from there and be the president. Why should Raila join the government while he knows that this is now to be overthrown?
It was not necessary for Raila to join government.
You guys, you don't want to call a spade a spade. You are pretending here to call a spade a big spoon, while in reality, you know what happened.
Lakini si spade ni kijiko kubwa. Lakini si spade ni kijiko kubwa.
We know what's happening in this government. And let me ask you, Kaptire, after William Ruto, where will you be? You people from the even Wasingishu yourself. Where will you be? Kutimoja is that one lumagaring there and Mandago ameiba pesa ya Finland. Mutakuwa wapi? Saa hii mnasema sijui Eldoret ni city, mnaibia watu pesa, sijui watu wanaenda sijui Australia, wanauza shamba, wanarudi nyumbani ati pesa imeenda hivyo. Surely. Where are you taking our people?
Be it as it may, Captain.
No, Kaptire, usione ikiwa mbali, itakufikia siku moja. Najua watoto wako sasa bado ni wadogo, lakini itakufikia na utalia na sisi hapa.
Now, who would be happy if the government was overthrown? According to you people.
What will you lose, Kaptire? What will you lose if the government will be overthrown? Let me ask you, what will you lose?
You will lose.
You yourself.
No, I'll answer you. I'll answer you.
What will you lose?
The question is who will be overthrowing the government? Who is overthrowing the government?
Yes.
Nani ana overthrow the government?
In that direction.
If it's the popular revolution by the people, then I support it. We'll all gain.
Yes. Or
that is now where I was to come after asking him what will he lose and who has overthrown this government. Is it the people of Kenya or someone personal?
Lakini hajatujibu. Mimi nilimuuliza name one thing that Gachagua alifanya which is an impeachable offense. Insubordination is not an impeachable offense. You can disagree with with the president and tell him, no, I don't agree with this policy, which Gachagua did. And he explained himself.
I wish Kenya Rebel, we had Oscar Sudi the way we have Kaptire here. Because I know Oscar Sudi can take my call like this now. But
okay.
After 1 or 2, 3 minutes, amepotea.
Mulete, unataka kumleta lini? Kaptire, you have Oscar Sudi's number?
Haezi, labda Kaptire atulete.
Atulete.
I cannot.
Leta movement.
Kaptire yako waje achunge unga ya watoto yake bwana.
Si hata kuchunga unga. Captain.
Yes, sir.
I cannot argue on the same platform with Oscar Sudi.
Kwa nini? Engineer?
Hawa watarusha masimu kwa ukuta.
I cannot sit down and argue. Even hata nikito leo niingie TV na Oscar Sudi.
Mmoja atatoka mwingine abaki.
Nini? Engineer?
Kuna uhakika Sudi. Niko na uhakika Sudi atatoroka.
Ai.
Kuleta yeye kwa hii forum.
Ai.
You remember the other day he came. Were we here? Or we were
wewe uliniambia kwa Afrika. Alienda Afrika, mimi sikuwa.
Alienda Afrika akachungulia dakika moja hivi akawa hapa ni moto.
Hauwezi leta yeye kwa forum platform ya wao.
Kama governor wa Nairobi vile aliona Otorongo akichoma nani matuzi.
Okongo. Mtu anavaa hiyo sweater haina mikono. Waachana na hiyo mtu.
Kawaida. Sasa one thing Kenya Rebel has really tried to pin me down on is name one.
Yes.
One offense. One
yes.
impeachable offense.
Impeachable offense, yes.
Yes, on that has credentials.
The what credentials?
An impeachable, an offense that has credentials for impeachment.
Yes, yes, yes. Provable.
Yes, I mean all the ingredients. You have to have the ingredients of the offense to charge somebody.
Thank you.
For example,
So
if it were a penal code, if it were a murder case, or if it were robbery with violence, it has some ingredients in it.
yeah. So what's the one thing that can stick? Mnaweza kwenda ndio maana that's why Gachoga anaenda kushinda kesi kwa koti. Unless waeke hao wakina Ogola na Frida na Mrima. Judge Mrima. Ndio maana unaona wanajaribu mwili waliweka hao ninio. But if you are going by the evidence, you don't have evidence that proves that Gachagua committed an impeachable offense as Article 150 outline. Mutuse alikuwa anatuambia tu alleged. Uliona alikuwa anaulizwa hapo hivyo maswali is like hata alikashikwa kaa koo mdomo anyway. But anyway, tunataka kuuliza. I'll ask you one last time. Name one thing provable impeachable offense that Deputy President Gachagua committed that you feel he deserves to be impeached.
Yes. Wacha nikuulize. Someone said, in fact, somebody said during the impeachment process that under Article 147 of the Constitution, when you are a principal assistant to the president, for example, it requires a steady, unasikia?
Nakusikia.
A unifying spirit. Unasikia? A unifying
A what spirit?
Full commitment to the rule of law. Nasema?
Yeah.
Under the Article 147, that demands a very commitment, a high commitment of to the Constitution, fidelity to that Constitution,
yes,
by the office bearer.
Yes.
Wacha nikwambie, if you do not have the qualities, one, you will not stand a chance. Both from the public perception, and from all other aspects. Kama una qualities of a unifying factor. Because Article 147 speaks of
do you want me to read it? I have it ahead. Nico, Article 147 basically just spells out the functions of the deputy president, okay? Nikusome. It's very simple.
Can I have just one or two, just a minute?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me bring a question for you, because it's like, I think I'm in a different constitution, not that one for Kenya. Where is the president when his deputy is being impeached? Because until today, from where I sit, I've never heard of anything president is talking about this deputy to be impeached, while he is the one who brought even Gachagua to our region. You know yourself.
In fact, well, alisign affidavit, ndio maana ulikuwa na Danstan Omari alikuwa anataka kumleta kotini, because unajua ukisign affidavit, if the case goes to court, you can be cross-examined and ask questions regarding that affidavit. Ni tu the new and protects. The law protects him. If you are a president, you can't be brought to court. But he was supposed to be cross-examined. But go ahead. Sorry, Captain Endelea.
So my question, Captain, is that why is the president pretends to be in a different world or in a different country, not Kenya, that his deputy is being impeached? He's not telling us anything. He's not telling even the mover of the motion to stop it. Huyu matusi huyu anaendelea tu na matusi zake pale kotini, pale kwa parliament. Why is it so mama that anajifanya akububu sana aongei?
But the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, gives powers to 3 segments of governance.
To do what?
Each acts independently but correlatively with the other.
Yes.
Under, for example, under what we call to some section 132 of the Penal Code, or under which is subordinate to the Constitution, which portrays the illegality of a public officer to make statements that demeans an office. Captain,
yes,
and Kenya Rebel. It ties the bearer of the office of the deputy president to that code.
Captain Ray.
You cause disrepute to the office. You create disunity. And it can trigger down. It can boil down to a breach of peace. Any breach of peace falls under penal code. And Gachagua has already proven, not once, not twice, not 3 times. Then what you say? Watu wamekuwa raise complaints ati, oh, even Ruto said something in the year 2022 we have parliament. Parliament did not take action against the president or the deputy president of that time. They had powers. But this time, a member of parliament has seen a loophole, he has seen an offense, he has taken.
What is the offense? What is the offense? Name the offense. Miss Bado, I still, because that's why I will read you the Article 150 that spells out. Name the offense. Just one.
As Kenya Rebel waits for you to tell him the offense that the deputy president has committed to be impeached. My question is that you are telling us that the time William Ruto was the deputy president and the parliament failed to impeach him, it is not the duty for to be asked. It is the parliament that failed. Now, who has told this parliament that we are in now for William impeached the president, the deputy president, while they were some of them, so many of them, they were in power by the time Uhuru Kenyatta was the president. Who is this advising them?
When Uhuru was the president, some members of parliament threatened to impeach the deputy president. They tried and tried and tried. Unfortunately.
Why did it not happen? That is the question. Why did it not happen?
You see, an impeachable offense will require a vote at the end of it. After we discuss kwanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni, it will require you to go down to the vote. Uhuru Kenyatta and his ilk at that particular time did not have the numbers, the 2/3 majority. They did not have. This time round, they calculated, they saw the offense. And when they tested, they brought in for signature. The members signed 290 something, signed up and qualified the motion for discussion. And when they qualified the motion for discussion, yes, so kila mtu anacheza ngoma yake.
Can we read the screen?
Yeah?
Can we read the screen?
Can you see the screen?
Oh,
yeah?
You cannot see the screen. It's on phone.
Haiwezi kuona channel hata kwa YouTube.
Haiwezi ona. Anatumia simu. Unaweza ona screen?
Okay.
Kaptire.
No, siwezi ona.
Through the link,
Okay.
lakini hawezi ona anyway. So anyway, the issue is in the screen is that the Article 150 of the removal of the deputy president, Article 1, the deputy president may be removed from office, A, on the ground of physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of the office, or B, on impeachment. The impeachment is classified on the Section 1 on the grounds of gross violation of provisions of the Constitution or any other law. 2, where there are serious reasons to believe that the deputy president has committed a crime under the national international law or for gross misconduct. That is number 3. Number 2, provisions of Article 144 and 145, which has come previously, which is not necessary by this section anyway. So, Kenaribel, for me,
yes,
not Kenaribel, even in Kaptirei, the way you are trying to put in your kutetea, the state, I don't go with you.
it doesn't meet the
There is
threshold.
no
That's what I'm trying. And there's no evidence.
any crime that the president has committed. According to the
Absolutely.
article 150 of the removal of the deputy president, we go as per the
Yes.
articles, we go as per the numbers as it has been said. Nothing at all.
Mhm.
Even the 11 counts that was said by the Matusi man, nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
There is no.
Oh, Kaptire anaingia sasa.
Anaingia?
Lakini device I connect bado.
Nafikiri
Device not
link yake
connected.
na ama simu yake sijui iko na shida gani. Hapo pande ya Facebook stream yard iko na shida.
Aende Sudi amnunulie simu bwana. Ama Murkomen.
Sudi.
No.
Hapo chini unaweza kuza kamera pale chini, stop cam.
Na inasema device is not connected. So hebu log out alafu ujaribu tena.
Which angeingia ndio ingekuwa mzuri.
Anajaribu. Ni tu ako connected, so siwezi kumuongeza juu haiko connected.
Na Kaptire, umeingia na link ama umeingia na YouTube ama umeingia na nini?
Nimeingia na YouTube.
Umeenda kwa YouTube ukapata link?
Nimepata link lakini sasa ikifika kwa kamera inakataa.
Una accept pale chini.
I have accepted all that, inakataa.
Nafikiri internet yake ndio mbaya kwa sababu inasema device is not connected.
Unatumia Airtel ama Safaricom?
Ati inasema device?
Naona amejaribu tena. Inasema device is not connected.
Unatumia Airtel ama Safaricom?
Sasa?
Yeah.
The host can only see me. The host may add you to the stage at any time. Be ready.
Yeah, but from my end, what I can see, inasema device is not connected, so it doesn't give me the option to add you.
Kaptire,
you device.
Let me ask you a question. Answer me. Unatumia Airtel ama Safaricom?
Mimi natumia Airtel.
Very good. Karibu Safaricom. That's the reason why.
Oh.
Okay.
That's the reason why.
Okay. Sawa.
Ndio maana unavaa usikizane na Oscar Sudi akusaidie.
Ndio maana lazima uendange Timboxo pale hapo kwa gate. Fungulianga yeye. Fungulia gate hapo aingie.
Hey, jamani.
Wamtengeneze.
So, what I wanted to say, under section 132 of the penal code. Let me bring you up to speed. It is illegal for any public officer to make statements.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? Captain Goja, wacha malize sentence alafu muulize. Nataka kusikia his argument alafu endelea.
According to section 132 of the penal code, it is illegal for any public officer to make statements that demean an office. Unasikia?
Yeah. Okay, sasa ndio nakuuliza. What exactly did he say? Huh?
Unasikia? That is a penal code. It's an offense. It's a crime.
Okay, Kaptire, sikia. Tumekubaliana. Okay, it's a crime. What exactly did Gachagua say that demeaned the office of the president? Endelea. Explain.
Not office of the president. The office of the three arms of the government.
Okay, sawa. Explain. Ni nini alisema exactly? Be specific.
He disparaged Justice Esther Maina after losing a corruption case.
That's not disparaging. No.
Instead of respecting a court ruling, angeheshimu hata hiyo ruling ya kotini. But as a state officer, you have to disparage the character of a judge who ruled against you, and you know you are an office bearer.
Okay, let me correct you. So wacha nikwambie, let's use an example ya is Koome a state officer?
Yes.
Okay. Koome alisema hiyo kesi yenu ya Azimio ni hot air. Is that disparaging the petitioners ninio? Huh?
The Justice Koome.
The lady,
Yes,
the
vile
lady
alisema
justice.
Lady Justice, vile alisema it's hot air. Was that disparaging the petitioners ninio case?
You see, there's a term that you can use. For example, whatever we tried, whatever you brought in as proof of your allegation.
Let me stop you there.
The threshold or was not proven beyond any reasonable doubt. It was
Okay, let me stop. Okay, let me say this. So,
for example, Azimio walileta yote, it was not proven. Nothing was proven.
okay.
Not
Okay. Yeah, but Koome angesema hivi, nimeangalia evidence, but by all evidence, I see no reason to believe that there was something, there's no reason to, inaitwa aje, to whatever the IBC results, to question the IBC results. That's all she had to say. She didn't have to say that that's hot air. Unasikia? So by that, you can argue that she was disparaging the petitioners, the Neo. But what I'm trying to say is this. Vile Gachagua alisema, Judge Maina, whatever case, that was his opinion of the results of what of the ruling of the court. Okay, yes, he's a state officer. He's not by no means is he demeaning the justice system. He's just saying, I don't agree with what Justice Maina Nino. I'm not happy with it, and I feel like they were unfair with what they did to Nino. Because remember, let me listen, because the case that was brought up against him, ilikuwa case ya Nino. It was about a corruption case, right?
Yes, it was about corruption case.
Absolutely. So at that point, it was a personal indictment against him. So he was expressing himself based on the ruling that the judge gave. That's why he mentioned Justice Nani Maina. I don't agree with her ruling of ABCD, whatever, GH. Akusema ati the judiciary is corrupt, and kama Abdel Nasser did something different. He said the judiciary is corrupt and they need a radical surgery. And after doing that, that's why they ninio wakamwambia wewe huwezi kuja Supreme Court. Okay, so there's a difference. You have to contextualize what happened there. You understand?
Can I rebel?
Yes.
I'm seized of one matter that came to the attention of the public.
Yes.
During the ruling of the election results.
Yeah.
One, Mother Justice Koome, Justice Koome was a state officer. The person she was referring to was not a state officer. We have a state officer appointed and elected together with the president, disparaging another office, another state office, a constitutional office. You see?
Not exactly. He was very specific. Alisema Judge Maina.
Justice Maina is a state officer.
Yes.
But for me, I think I'm differing so much with Kaptire. In so many things, Kaptire, one thing. Kaptire, one thing.
No, Captain.
Yes.
If Justice Maina is a state officer, Deputy President is a state officer. The law, the natural law provides for avenues of addressing such matters. not through the public disrepute or bringing the office that one bears into disrepute by publicly uttering statements that may inflame passion, hostility towards the accused office. Sasa, if that was not a crime, tell me what other crime Gachagua committed. That is, in fact, hiyo moja peke yake is enough. It's an impeachable offense. Alone, that one.
Kaptire, as much as maybe I'll just squeeze myself or fix myself to agree on what you are trying to cheat us on, to accept on it. There is a day, even the president himself, on the previous finance bill, leave alone this one, the agencies opposed it, the previous one, that
yes.
The president was on the public media saying, wacha nione ule anapinga hiyo finance bill, tutakutana na yeye hata mpaka sijui wapi. Do you remember that? That does not qualify to be you are going against even the other arm of government of the what do we call parliament?
Yes, never member of parliament.
He was going against the side of the we have judiciary, executive, and what?
Legislature.
Whereby the president himself, he was going against the legislature, but we are so much obsessed to assume and take the president to be so much right in everything.
Umesema ukweli, Captain, 100%. I agree with you. But do we have a motion against the president currently, or we don't?
We cannot have the motion if we are still depending on people like Oscar Sudi to bring the motion, or even Junet Mohammed, as you have said before, to bring the motion.
Yes.
Because they cannot. They are there for their tumbo, their stomachs.
Okay. Gentlemen, Captain Ray, wacha nikuulize swali. When are you available next? Because I have to end this, unfortunately. Mpaka niende mahali. Tomorrow? Okay, saa ngapi?
Time hata kama ni saa 6 usiku. Now that the Captain establish another way of we can discuss hata bila kuonana kwa video.
Yeah.
Sawa. So I have no worry.
Okay, sawa. I like that. Okay, Captain, sasa kesho naweza kuingia saa ngapi? Lakini wewe Captain, wewe kesho
sasa wewe ndio the main. Unajua mimi nakapatanga tu ile notification kwamba uko online. That's why I come in.
Uko saa ngapi saa hizi? Uko saa ngapi? Nipige hesabu.
The same time na Kenya maybe, lakini kuna some difference.
Same time kwa Kenya. Sawa, nitaanza kama saa, let's see. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Saa moja usiku ya Kenya.
Hiyo ni saa moja jioni ya Kenya.
Yeah, jioni ya Kenya. Hiyo ni sawa, Captain.
Kesho ni when? Kesho ni Saturday, yeah. Kesho iko sawa.
Yeah. Uko sure?
But around 7-8 hapo hivi ndio nitaingia.
Sawa. Sawa. Juu nilijaribu kupigia simu lakini wewe simu yako inaingia kwa voicemail. Nasema mteja sijui nini. Sawa. Tufanye hivi basi.
Unapiga simu direct hapo WhatsApp.
Simu ile simu ulinipatia, ile namba ulinipatia direct.
Namba ya Kenya hiyo?
Yeah, hiyo.
Usipige direct call, pinga namba ya Kenya WhatsApp. WhatsApp tu.
Okay, sawa. Nitajaribu hiyo.
Usipige direct call.
Sawa. Haya, sawa. Kesho saa moja tukutane, tuendelee na hii discussion. Na ulete Oscar Sudi na nani. Nilikuambia ulete Masi tu Rutarusa hapa na wewe ukashindwa.
Hata huyu ndio atapea Masi Rutarusa huyu. Ukiongelea.
Wewe umejua Tarusa? Ketere umejua Tarusa?
Mimi najua.
Anaweza kukuja kesho? Walai blasi umeweka mawabili mbele yako.
Sinta contact alafu tumlete on board.
Kesho.
Niko na contact yake. I'll call her first alafu nimueleze. what we want to
Sawa.
discuss.
Ukimleta navaa suti, kesho navaa suti.
Mwambie hata hiyo issue ya Finland we have to discuss it.
Haezi hiyo hatuwezi, she cannot discuss it kwa sababu hiyo kesi ni kali sana kwake.
No.
Yeah, hiyo kesi haiwezi discuss. So no, hiyo kesi hatuwezi discuss. Kitaru akikuja hapa, mimi nitamuuliza tu mambo ya kijumla, hiyo mambo ya ninio, mambo ya Gen Z, lakini siwezi kudiscuss hiyo kesi maana inaweza kumweka shida. But mpigie simu mwambie akuje kesho saa 1 Kenyan time, nitakuwa hapa. Sawa?
Sawa. Sawa.
Okay, shukran sana. Usipotee sana, subscribe nani.
I also want some other people to come on board and discuss this thing.
Lakini sasa upoteanga.
Okay, that's even better.
Unapotea.
Pole.
Nani mimi ama Kaptere?
Kaptere ndiye anapoteanga, si wewe.
Kaptere anapoteanga huko sijui wapi.
Suranga hapa kila siku tutapotelea wapi?
Mimi niko hapo Langas. Huo ajui niko Langas. Haya basi. Thank you so much Kaptere, thank you so much. Kesho tukutane na ulete Masitarus. Kesho Masitarus, Kaptere na Captain mwenyewe octogenarian. Hey, kesho itakuwa moto kweli. Hata kesho naenda kununua wine.
Kesho kuna mama mwingi sana.
Captain, sikia Captain, kesho naenda kununua nini? Naenda kununua wine. Haya, guys, share, like, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace.